Alright, we are back in the Pioneer streets. We are playing some Avatar Pioneer. We've got a deck that's been kind of crushing on Magic Online. So this is a first place list from one of the recent challenges. Only change I made was a Dreadhorde Arcanist over a stock up just because I wanted to see how it felt with all these cheap spells in the deck. Also Boomerang Basic, Dreadhorde Arcanist is kind of nice. But yeah, that's the thing to talk about here. We've got Boomerang Basic in the main deck. We've got one in the side deck because we also have Academic Dispute. This is a card I tried when the set came out. So happy that it's seen play in a different place. So yeah, this deck doesn't have Leyline. I think you could build a blue-red deck with Leyline. You could play like Wild Ride. You could play Quantum Riddler. And then you could maintain a lot of this other stuff if you wanted to try a Leyline version. But this version just has some card advantage instead of Leyline. We've got Stock Up, we've got Experimental Synthesizers, another thing to pick up with your basics. And then, of course, you have A-Cori-Steel Cutter, a pile of Prowess creatures, Monstrous Rage, and Reckless Rage. Mana base, pretty straightforward. We've just got a Den and then mountains, blue-red lands. Mostly a mono-red deck, splashing for blue. Side deck, we've got a basic to tutor, Octopus Form to tutor, Firebending Lesson to tutor, Accumulated Wisdom obviously is a really strong card. Also, sometimes it's just going to be an Anticipate, and that's fine. It'll Quench Ya as a counterspell, Scorching Shot for Shieldreds, Torch the Towers for things like the green-white deck that's picked up in popularity, Spell Pierce as a counterspell, Abandoned Attachments as another card advantage thing, and then some Screaming Nemesis for red decks mostly. So yeah, that is it for the list. You know, if you want to be keeping up with Pioneer, this is sort of a breakout deck from the Avatar space. I think there's a lot of, like, the Avatar set is just busted in half. It's so insane. So there's a lot of different things to explore. And I think, like, having Boomerang Basics and this town and access to, like, different tools like Hopeless Nightmare, Oath and Nissa, there's just a lot of space to explore this stuff in Pioneer. So makes sense. This is a pretty straightforward, obvious version, but I think Boomerang Basics can show up in all sorts of different places, especially the Yorion decks. So, done with my tangent. If you guys want the list, it's in the description. If you want to play the exact list, just remember to swap out the Dreadhorde Arcanist for a stock up. Other than that, let's get to it, and I will see you in the games. Alright, I would like to go first. So I have a mountain and a bunch of things. I think we can do better, maybe. This hand is not great, but maybe with a little bit of help. Yeah, these mirrors are probably going to come, like the Otter class is probably the most important thing you can have, just because you're going to be trading. Maybe Seal Cutter is more important, now that I mention it, but... Right. Play blue. We're just going to do nothing and hope. Hope we can just get them. I guess, honestly, maybe it was better to just do red, because I already have 2 red cards. Can't burn them out though, right? I just have to play to the board. Yeah, I mean, if they have a removal spell here. Soul-Scar Mage, it's not a removal spell. Just pass. How do they block? 3 on a 4? Solid draw. I think I'm just reckless raging. Keeping the rage. Maybe I want the damage, but... Obviously very, very, very behind on cards. I think I just have to hope my cards end up being good. sure. You get to draw cards. Like I said, I'm very behind. 2 things. Might even just main phase this Rage. Land. Swiftspear. Double chump, go to 2. They still have 2 steel cutters. They have a 3/3 trampler. I can't help feel like I'm gonna lose. Maybe they just don't have it. I don't know. Maybe they just have nothing. I just need to rip another spell, and I guess my Emberheart Challenger is probably kind of hard to deal with. So if I just rip another Monstrous Rage, or even PROWESS in general is going to be pretty decent. So this is 6 toughness. I'm supposed to play this if I draw the other class. We might die this turn. We're probably actually dead this turn, which is funny. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're playing a mirror and we just drew worse. It is what it is. I think I'm happy with what we played towards. Like, I'm happy with how I sequenced my spells. I just had to get them dead and hope that I top decked. Does this deck have Burst Lightning in it? I'm not even sure. It might. Honestly, don't remember. I don't think it did. Alright, well, I didn't die, which is nice. So if they had a removal spell, I would have block 5, take 8. 8 and 6, 14. So they would have, if they had double removal spell, I would have died. And maybe they just left themselves dead to like a Monstrous Rage. I mean, I'm so dead. Doesn't matter. Okay, you got me. Almost. Okay. Do I want Spell Pierce? I think I do. Do I want Torch the Tower? I guess so. I don't think I need Scorching Shot. I guess I'll leave all this stuff in the sideboard. And what am I taking out? Kind of seems like all my cards are good, unfortunately. I mean, that's a good thing that all my cards are good, but I have no idea what I want to take out. Yeah, what do you not want in the matchup? Dispute's pretty good. It forces block and a prowess mirror. It's just like if you're turn player, your things are always going to be bigger. So I think I want all the disputes. I have no idea what card I would possibly not want. Is it Soul-Scar Mage? Is it Emberheart Challenger? I think Pierce is important. I don't know. Maybe I don't need every copy of Rage. Let's go with Nemesis, though. I'll take out one of these. Okay. Genuinely, excuse me. Genuinely do not know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Doesn't seem like there's a card that is, like, identifiably weak. That postboard configuration. Alright, this hand's kind of soft. I'm gonna keep because I have Steel Cutter and Nemesis, but it's not a great hand. If I was on the draw, I think I would mulligan. It's too slow. Yep. It's a nice draw. Yep. Sure. So we're the one with Steel Cutter this time. Might set us advantage. Well, the advantage is gone. Yeah, I think they just outdrew me 2 games in a row. I could have mulliganed this hand, though. Like, maybe it was a bad keep. Definitely wasn't that strong. Like, my opponent just spent all their mana every turn. I didn't spend my mana on turn 1. Which is obviously a really big difference maker when you're kind of trying to murder each other on turn 4. But yeah. And it's possible Nemesis just isn't that good. But what, my opponent played 1 mana spell, 1 mana spell, 1 mana spell, 1 mana spell, 2 mana spell, 1 mana spell. And then I spent a lot of my turn just doing nothing. I needed to hit and I didn't. Can we kill them anyway? Yeah, drawing 2 Nemesis with 3 lands versus all 1 mana spells is really unlucky. If I hit a spell here, maybe I could have killed him, but... Is this lethal? Maybe it's just lethal. I'm an idiot. Alright. So 3, 2, and 5. Excuse me, it's just 9. Alright, GG's. I mean, if their hand isn't perfect, these Nemesis probably do pretty good work, but, I mean, their hand was perfect. It is what it is. Playing a mirror match in Magic the Gathering, I'm not going to sweat it too much. Alright. Well, I mean, it is nice you get to see the power of the deck from the other end, right? Like, that is what my opponent's draws were, is what you want. You want to just use your mana, get out on the board, you're playing a red deck. So, fair enough. I mean, maybe the Nemesis isn't actually that good in the mirror. Maybe that's just how a lot of the games go. But assuming that you have, like... I mean, it did play a shock, right? Assuming that you can interact enough of the time, the Nemesis is going to stall out the board pretty well. But compared to straight-up red mirrors, there are... There's, like, basically six Boomerang Basics in the deck, because you have 3 of the Learn card, and then the 3 Boomerang Basics themselves. So in a lot of the spots where you do play Nemesis defensively, it's just going to get bounced. So maybe it's just not worth having in the sideboard at all. So something worth considering. But all right, next match. All right, let's go first. Should I keep this 1-lander? I could try it. Unfortunately, it was AFK. Sorry to the opponent. This hand's pretty loose. I honestly just kept it as I was roping. Maybe we'll draw land. I played this. Seiju. Sure. Okay. I want Torch. I guess I want Scorching Shot, and I think I want Nemesis here. Do I want Spell Pierce for Kiora? Dispute's pretty funny against Llanowar Elf, but the problem is on the draw, the Elf is going to get tapped. So maybe I don't need it. I definitely want Torch. Stock up pretty slow. I guess Pierce is fine. I think Arcanist is good enough. I could take out Synthesizer. Don't really need the card advantage, I don't think. I think here we're just trying to interact and get them dead. If I was playing a matchup where I thought my opponent was, you know, going to target my permanents, maybe. But the fact that my Boomerang Basics is going to be reasonable against things like Old Growth Troll, I think I can even cast it on an elf here. I think means I don't need the card advantage stuff. Alright, so we might be getting cubbed. No. Alright, so kind of a weak start. Maybe they find elf. A late cub. Huh. So, oh, that tap land. Got it. Alright, let's Arcanist, and then we can go Steel Cutter, unsummon, attack, unsummon. Unsummon's really bad against Vaginal Cub, though, unfortunately. Guess we just lost the game, maybe? Bouncing Kiora.
The ocean surges. I love to make it splash.
Yeah, this is reasonable Magic the Gathering actions happening in front of me. I mean, I can't do shit, right? Unsummoning the troll is fucking terrible. Can't clear the Kiora. They have 100 million mana. I'm just gonna concede. Pioneer, what a good format. Alright. Okay. So we can put in Scorching Shot, I guess. It does kill Elf. Even when I'm on the draw. I think we run it back, though. Should probably... I could... Nah, I don't know. I could put the Shock in the main deck, but... Ideally, we just have a 1-drop and then a Dispute, and then they play an Elf. We Dispute, they lose it, we draw a Shock, or whatever the hell we want. And then they kind of just die. Alright, let's see if they have an Elf. Yeah, this is nasty. Oh, what do I get, though? I guess Boomerang Basics. I mean, I guess it's losable if we don't draw a spell. To draw a card, obviously it's a land. Cool. Well, we had to get insanely unlucky, but maybe we can still win. We've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells and 7 lands in our like 20 land deck. Maybe they don't have any payoff. Alright, that was a good draw. Yeah, so this is the long game that you want to play towards. Alright, you drew Elf. My opponent bricked. We drew probably the best card we could have drawn, so we're back. I don't really care. You got a block. We have one lesson anyway, so I think we're just getting Boomerang Basics. Oh, I can't, can I? Duh. Really? It's so sad. I just need one fucking spell. I guess I have to attack anyway. It's fine, right? I have Den as well. I'm double suiciding when I'm getting damage across and forcing chumps. That attack wasn't worth, I don't know. 5. Yeah, it probably wasn't. I don't know, I'm just tilted. Like, look how badly I've drawn. We had like one turn where we hit, and then we just went back to breaking immediately. It's so unfortunate. It's really funny to activate this mode. Oh man, my opponent is playing mono green devotion, and because they probably still have more mana than I do. Hey, you're Cavalier. Emailed Storm. All right, I guess you won. 2 storms, of course. You have a Nykthos in hand. Oh my god. Okay, well, that's Magic the Gathering, isn't it? I deserve it, right? What can we draw?
Let's get moving.
Storm again. They just got to double storm. I'm so unlucky, and they hit so well there. They basically drew Cavalier and 2 Nykthos, and 2 Storm the Festivals for their draw step. So fucking unreal. All right. Good game. Alright. Alright. This is the one. This is the one. You go first. Sure. I've had some rough beats. I'm not going to say that the deck has felt bad, but it's been unfortunate. This has looked good, though. The disputes. Makes my life a bit hard, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess I'm just doing nothing and being sad. If their hand is 1,000 removal spells, it's gonna be hard to win the game. Alright, rewarded for some discipline. Obviously, it is much more appealing to Monstrous Rage 2 times, but... So, this is like... Am I gonna get... gonna say, what's the name? The enchantment, the blue-green one. So they're gonna play the blue-green one, sack their black card. They can get like Skyclave Apparition, but I have Hexproof. I think as long as I have Hexproof from that spot, I don't really have anything to worry about. I know the Hexproof doesn't work if they have No More Lies in play, but I was putting them on Enigmatic, and it didn't seem like they had an interaction piece there, so whatever. Alright, Pierce comes in. Do I want Screaming Nemesis? I think I do against this deck. It's a little awkward. Maybe I don't. I need to be able to deal damage to it myself. It's probably better than some of this other shit. Stock up, not that interesting. Reckless Rage is also not that interesting. Is there anything else that's good here? Scorching Shot can deal with random things. Could have the Quench in the main deck. I don't even know if the disputes are great anyway, but this deck, it is clearly powerful and it seems like it could use work. And not like, it doesn't need a ton of work, but I can't imagine you need every single lesson you have in your sideboard. I can't imagine that, like, the main deck is fully optimized and the side deck is fully optimized. But I think, like, the academic disputes seem legitimately good. And there are a lot of elf decks in the format, so it is kind of weird to not have shocks. Just because when you're on the draw, the elf, you know, the elf's going to make the mana. So maybe you just need to play some amount of Burst Lightnings and suck it up. It also seems like maybe you don't have to play all of these things to make your Boomerang Basics targeting your own stuff good, just because you're a linear aggro deck. So just sorcery speed on summon is fine if you're getting your opponent dead in a lot of spots. And then for the grindy games, you can just hope to have things to pick up. And even just picking up like random 1-mana things is fine, making it into a cantrip. Alright, so we're going Canal, Talent, Den, Steel Cutter. Does it change anything? This is better, right? Because this is a prowess trigger, and this is 2 toughness, so yeah. No black mana. This is Doomscar? I want to just let them Doomscar me. Do I care? I don't know what the hell this would be. Foretell? Isn't there a new Foretell card from, like, Final Fantasy or some shit? I don't know. With that enigmatic, we lose the game. But that is the nature of playing games of Pioneer. Sometimes your opponent does a thing and then you die. Maybe I could draw Unsummon? Bounce into Traxa? Yeah, of course, naturally. I love getting turned for it. It's my favorite. Okay. Titan. Well, can't beat that. Right. Yep. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, because Leyline Binding into Enigmatic is a nice little splinter twin that my aggro deck probably cannot defeat. Alright, we drew our Spell Pierce, easy keep. This one Spell Pierce might just be enough to make it so the deck folds. If their hand is just like 3 No More Lies or whatever, they could get it done, but having this in the opening hand is a huge, huge deal for me. This is the type of thing that, like, maybe you just want, like, you can probably figure out a lesson in your sideboard that you just don't really need to have access to, and have the second Spell Pierce, but I don't know. I mean, to the same token, like, for example, the Quench could be really relevant in this matchup. Like, if I get to a spot where I know you have tap land, and I get a Quench before you have 4 untapped mana, Be a big difference maker. I just don't want a synthesizer. I guess I can rage, and I will rage. It's not very exciting. But I want to press damage, and I want a synthesizer pierce as my next turn. So now they can just no more lies to clear the Swiftspear. But they have to have untapped black, and their deck has a lot of tap lands, so. Sure. Alright, if I draw land, I'll play Nemesis. I don't want to get temporary locked down. A lot of damage. Maybe that's worth playing. If they lock down me, I have to win with Talent Pierce, but I have Nemesis in hand. I think I'm willing to risk that. So if they lock down me, I draw a land on Nemesis, then they die. If they lock down me, I don't draw land. I can still just draw land, and then... Alright, we want a match, yippee! So what, that was a turn 4 kill? God, I hate Pioneer. It was a turn 4 kill through a temporary lockdown. Classic. Just classic Pioneer. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do think this deck is good. Everyone always cries and bitches and moans every time a red card gets banned. Hardfire Heroes banned. What are we gonna do? Well, turns out there's a million other busted red cards you can play. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you want to see more Pioneer with some of the avatar cards. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.